Hello, once more, brothers and sisters. This is my humble reflection on the day 5 as we journey to the Sacred Heart of Jesus through the Immaculate Heart of Mary. And today's reading is still from book 3 of this book. Book 3 of my Imitation of Christ. Chapter 40. Yes. And we have 3 powerful paragraphs. You know, we are still unmasking the spirit of the world. And for the first paragraph, everything there is the mirror image of the spirit of the world. Just watch it. It says, quote, "Thanks be to you from whom all things come. Whenever it is well with me," thanking God. But the spirit of the world says the opposite. I continue. "In your sight, I am vanity and nothingness, a weak, unstable man. In what therefore can I glory? And how can I wish to be highly regarded? Is it because I'm nothing? This too is utterly vain." Close quote. And so the spirit of the world tells you the opposite of everything you just heard. It tells you that you are greater than others. It tells you that even though the world is temporary, but you should not let that bother you. The world, you are still alive. Nothing's happening. It keeps reminding you of your self-worth. It pumps you so much that our dignity begins to matter more than the dignity of the Holy Eucharist. Hence, we can dress anyhow we like to Holy Mass, because what matters is myself, ourselves, and not the Eucharist. And if peradventure the church warden reprimands you for chatting with your cell phone at Mass, the first thing you check is whether or not he insulted you in the process. Whilst reprimanding you, was I insulted? Before even considering the Eucharist in whose presence you misbehaved. Have you ever been invited to speak to a large audience? And on getting there, the moderator now tells you that that plans have changed. That you will no longer give your talk. You shall only give vote of thanks. How does it feel? I know it pinches, it feels bad. Or your neighbor clearly offends you. You are in the right, he or she is in the wrong. And you react. And later on you discuss it with your confessor, the parish priest at the confessional. And the priest insists that whenever the offender greets you, you must respond. Or worse still, that you should be the first one to greet your offender. How does it feel? It pains. You know what I'm saying? When we find ourselves in such situations that challenge our pride, we need to begin to tell God and ourselves the words of today's reading. Let me repeat it. It says, quote, "In your sight I am vanity and nothingness, a weak and unstable man." Who are we? Who are you? Each time we convince ourselves of our vanity, weakness, and nothingness, you'll be amazed at how easy it will be to greet your enemy first. Humility is the key. This world is empty. In Luke chapter 19, from verse 1 to 10, Jesus visited Zacchaeus. Surely, Zacchaeus was not the only short man on ground that day. And Jesus did not visit him because he was short. There were more short men that day on ground. Jesus visited Zacchaeus because he was humble enough to accept his shortness and see the need to climb a tree called a sycamore tree. Yes, the sycamore tree. It was on that tree that he saw Jesus, and Jesus saw him even better. So like Zacchaeus, we need to recognize our unworthiness. That is this shortness. And with deep humility, we climbed a tree called Mary, the Virgin Mary. At that height, Jesus will see us easily, and we can see him even better. The more we despise the spirit of the world, the more the virtue of humility becomes easier to practice. And even patience and forgiveness become easier. Imagine that Jesus knew that Judas would betray him and that Peter would deny him even before he called them to be his disciples. Jesus already knew. Can you beat that? Yet, he washed Peter's feet with all that knowledge that this man would deny me. Look at that. Yet I find it difficult to lend my spare tire to my neighbor who insulted me the other day, who could not even defend me in public. However, if I remember that I'm nothing, weak and dependent on God, some virtues, like I said, must become easier to practice. Have you ever witnessed a burial ceremony of an extremely rich person, a very wealthy person? Right there, you feel how temporary worldly things could be. Some of us live good lives quite alright, but unfortunately, we then overrate ourselves before God to the extent that when God allows some contradictions to befall us, we start saying, why me? Brother Ray, I asked God, why me? And for such people who say, why me? I ask, if not you, who should it be? Who else? Who are you better than that should merit such contradictions? And you're saying, why me? The remaining paragraphs seriously warn against seeking self-glory in anything. Our interest should be for the glory of God in whatever we do. Just ask yourself, will God be glorified? Our dress, the way we dress, the words we speak, the TV programs we watch, etc. Does this glorify God? We must seize every opportunity to diminish whilst God increases. I mean, can I sponsor the roofing of my parish house without letting the priest mention my name to the parishioners? Can I enjoy it? It's not easy. Can I train a priest from junior seminary till ordination and remain anonymous all through? Nobody knows I did it. It pinches. It's not easy. One of the secrets of maintaining humility, I must tell you, in life is through intermittent voluntary mortification. We must keep the flesh in check. Yes. And humiliate it through mortification so that when pride attacks, it will find no room to stay in us. Mortification oils humility in the flesh. O Immaculate Heart of Mary, be our armor of salvation. See you on day 6. Goodbye.